Hello, and welcome to Chatting, a podcast where people chat about how they learn and use English. My name is Sam, I'm a CELTA teacher and a performer, and I have a particular interest in pronunciation and expression. In each episode, non-native and native speakers will chat about their experiences with English, share their advice, and, at the end, I'll give some pronunciation tips for you to take away and practice. So, ready? Let's get chatting. This episode, I'm chatting with, myself. So it's just me this episode. As the introduction says, I'm Sam, and you can find me online @_emailing, where I try to tweet regularly with English grammar and pronunciation and vocabulary tips. I've really enjoyed starting this podcast, and I've spoken to such lovely people about how they learn and use English. So I thought I'd have a think about what I've learned from them and what challenges there are in English and what I can do to help maybe in future episodes. So, what have I learnt? I've learnt that English is easy. A simple message is a clear message. You can have one or two words of a phrase and make yourself understood. English is easy to pick up because we are exposed to so much language all the time in songs and films, TV, newspapers, everything. So a very accessible language, more and more in business, so you pick it up as you go along. Challenges. Challenges of English are when you get to a certain level, you really then become more aware that English is very nuanced. It can be very complicated in terms of different grammar structures. And so people get a little bit frightened about taking that next step. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't be frightened. It's easier than you think. A lot of it's got logic, not many rules to English. There's always an exception, except one. The one rule I can give you in English is that there will always be a verb ing following a preposition. For my next group of podcast episodes, I've mainly been chatting to English language teachers and coaches, as well as other native and non-native English speakers, but people who really engage with the language. And these chats have made me think about my own teaching. So, me, Sam, I've been a CELTA teacher for several years. CELTA means Certificate in English Language Teaching to Adults. I really love teaching adults because it's about second chances and it's about continuing development. Some people didn't have the opportunity to learn English when they were at school, and now they have. Or they didn't take that opportunity when they were younger and now feel, yes, now is my time to learn or improve. And I think it's really important as adults that we continue to grow and continue to learn. I really love the various challenges and possibilities each learning level poses. The reasons people want to learn English are not always the same. Beginner students are different from advanced students and different from intermediate students in many, many ways. But everyone has the same goal. They want to improve their English. There are many times when students get stuck and don't feel like they're making progress. I know this feeling. I've tried to learn different languages over the years and you feel, I can't get that. I don't know how to use this. But I can honestly tell you that your efforts, your work, your engagement, they always pay off. And the resources, my goodness, the resources now are endless. English radio, TV, films, newspapers, podcasts, books, online gaming, and whenever possible, chatting in English with other learners or native speakers. My favourite moment when teaching is the moment, when a learner suddenly understands a grammar structure or what a word really means, or they feel like they're no longer stuck. We as teachers strive for this moment with all our students, and it's great when it happens. So, my quick tip in this episode is sneaking in some English learning when you're doing something else. Sometimes we think, I have to do my English homework, I have to do some practice, I don't have time, I'm too busy. Don't think about it like a separate task. Do it with something. Listen to English with something else. So, here's my challenge. You're supposed to clean your teeth for 2 minutes, 2 times a day. Why not use this time to listen to some English? That's 4 minutes a day. Cleaner teeth and regular contact with English. What's more positive than that? So here is the 4-minute listening challenge. Listen to anything you like while brushing your teeth. Well, not anything you like. Make sure it's English. Otherwise there's no challenge. So, this episode's grammar tip is about a tense difference that all learners fear and avoid. The difference between the past simple and the present perfect simple. Did you do it? Or have you done it? Every learner finds this difference difficult because the perfect tenses are special to English and it's not always clear when you translate them into your mother tongue. I'm here to assure you that it's not that tricky, and with a little practice, you will feel much more confident. First, let's talk structure. We make the present perfect simple with the present simple form of have. I have, you have, he, she, it has, we have, they have, plus a past participle. Example, they have visited London. Next, how do we know when we use they visited or they have visited? One simple thing to consider is time. We use the past simple to talk about actions in the past in a time that is finished, so the information is specific to that time. So, tip 1, try to use a time reference in a past simple sentence, like yesterday, last week, 3 years ago. Then we understand that the time is finished. With the sentence, they visited London, it becomes more specific with a time reference like, they visited London last month. Now, compare this with they have visited. The present perfect simple is for more general statements. Here, we understand that in the past, visit to London. We don't know when, but that's not important. We also understand that as time continues, it is possible for them to visit London again in the future. So, tip 2, if you want to keep it general and open, then use they have visited. Finally, let's look at another example. We often ask friends about films or movies at the cinema. Films at the cinema are usually for a limited time, let's say 10 weeks. You know there is a new film, you know it is available for 10 weeks, you want to ask your friend, did you see the film at the cinema? Or, have you seen the film at the cinema? Which is the right question? Again, it's a question of time. When are you asking the question? If you are asking the question when the 10 weeks are finished, then ask, did you see the film at the cinema? Because the 10 weeks are finished and it's not possible to see the film at the cinema anymore. If you are asking the question during the 10 weeks, maybe in week 4 or week 7, then ask, have you seen the film at the cinema? The film started at the cinema in the past. It is at the cinema now as you ask, and it possibly continues for some weeks into the future, so it's possible to see it at the cinema. So tip number 3, think about if we can continue the action in the future. If the time is finished and it is not possible to continue the action, then use the past simple. If the time is not finished and it is possible to continue the action, then use the present perfect simple. This episode's grammar tip is one of many, many nuanced ways in which we make the difference between did you do something, past simple, and have you done something, present perfect simple. But I hope it gives you a strong start. Be brave. Over to you to explore. So, there we are. The transcript of this episode is available to read on the podcast's webpage, so take a look. Join me next time for more pronunciation, grammar and vocabulary tips, more advice, and most importantly, more chatting. Thanks again for listening to me chat, and for her music, a special thanks to the wonderful Mara Carlisle. Bye for now.